Exclusive coverage. Open the base. The best MC battles.
Yo, what up, man? It's your boy Chris. Unbias Review.
Live from Atlanta, Georgia. Reviews, news, battle rap. With your host, Chris. Unbias Review.
If I catch him in the exit lobby, I'ma hit him with the tech shotty. Bullets ripping off arms, legs, and heads. He's looking extra sloppy. Even his stomach got tore. So, only thing left is his chest. That's how you catch your body. Oh.
What up, man? It's your boy Chris. Unbias Review checking in. About to give you a breakdown of Daylyt versus Dolarz. This was on the King of the Dot stage, man. It was a pretty good battle. Daylyt is from the West Coast, so he was at home. And, you know, Rich is obviously from New York. But it was a good battle. It was kind of short, 90-second rounds or whatever, but for the most part, it was entertaining. I always root for Rich because I feel like he's the underdog a little bit, and, you know, a lot of people hate on him, I feel like, you know. And Daylyt is somebody that, you know, shout out to Daylyt too, because he's part of the Facebook group. He posts frequently, so he's somebody that you can definitely talk to on a daily basis. But he's somebody, I'm trying to figure out his style because, you know, I watched him in a Philly Swain battle. I know he battled Blackheart Adonis. Those like the only two battles I've seen him battle. So I don't really know a lot about Daylyt, and every battle is like I'm learning more about him. So I don't quite know his style yet. But let's get into round one. Round one was 90 seconds, and Dolarz went 90 seconds, and Daylyt went a minute over. So he went about 2.5. And every round in this battle, Daylyt went over on the time. And I felt like that hurt Rich. I can't blame Daylyt. You know, there's a saying, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. So, of course, if you can get more information in without somebody calling time, then you should. You know, and I'm not saying Daylyt was cheating, but I'm just saying, like, you know, it ain't like he has an internal clock and he's just going to know to stop. Organic or Rich has to stop the clock, or Rich got to tell Organic, check the time. And he didn't do that, so I mean, I felt like that was something that was to his detriment a little bit in this battle. But round one, he comes out, the Cali legends. He does Snoop, Corrupt, Dog Pound, you know, Warren G, Nate Dogg. It was pretty nice. You know, we've seen it done before, so I don't want to give him too much credit.
Be like that with that Dillinger, but when I'm shooting pounds for being corrupt, who catch slugs, I kill niggas that snoop around.
Everything he talk about, it bores me. I told y'all I'm a regulator, and he can end up with Nate Dogg if we Warren G. If cash is up, I blast the pump. You fags as fuck, blast it and leave nothing but ashes. Not Dash, Corrupt. In other words, if he's snooping on my dogs while we all round it, that only get him a couple strays and leave your dogs pounded.
You know, honestly, we got a typical Rich battle in this particular King of the Dot event, and it would have been pretty good to see Rich step out of his comfort zone, being that he was battling on another league and battling a different type of battle rapper, that he probably came with a different angle. And it didn't really surprise me he started off with Cali Legends, because Rich can be a little predictable, and I was like, oh, okay, you're gonna flip the Legends, okay. And it was nice, but we saw a couple people do that in the past. Rich didn't really have any bars that were bad in this battle, to be honest with you. The situation, you should be pissed at the situation you're in, like, that was the only bar that I can think that Rich said that was kind of just okay. I felt like for a 90-second round, in all three rounds, Rich gave you pretty dope bars, especially in round 3, but we'll get to that in a minute. So that pretty much ended his round. You know what I'm saying? He had the whole little, you a fucking clown, it's hard not to joke. He had, you know, that particular bar. So his round was pretty much over with pretty fast, but I felt like it was a good solid round from Rich. As far as Daylyt is concerned, I'm not on a Daylyt bandwagon yet. You know, a lot of people like him or whatever. I'm reading the comments, you know, talking to the Facebook group. I'm just gonna flat out say there were a lot of bars that were gas in this battle that I didn't like. I had to write them all down. Bars that were not good. Hickory Dickory Dock, not good. Scorpion Fatality, I'ma send your whole block up. I know the Mortal Kombat Scorpion fatality, it was blocked up, that was a fatality, but that bar was whack though. It was just still whack. Never ending stories, I'm gonna send your big dogs to the sky. I know the whole movie shit, I get all of that. Ain't no Luther, but everybody in the van draw. I mean, like, come on, man. Like, no. Ain't no Common, but it'll be the most deaths you ever saw. I know you trying to use the whole Common most death. You get spread it out with docs, you a peacock tail. You ain't saying shit, Pootie Tang. 2 arms out like I'm doing a Macarena. Bullets poke a skinny nigga, stomach out, Gucci Mane. That was actually kind of funny. I'm from Atlanta. I ain't got my A hat on, but I'm from Atlanta, so I can relate to the Gucci Mane line. Bullets like a funny joke, everybody dying, that was good. I don't question marks, half your circle get lined with dots. I like that bar a lot too. Bullets connect on sight, they drape browsing, like that was okay. I don't, you know, it was different, it was okay. To sum it up though, be honest with you, a lot of those bars were gas. He had a couple good bars in there, the question marks, Drake browsing was okay. Bullets like a funny joke, the Gucci Mane shit was funny. It's hard for me to really decide who won round 1. Obviously, Daylyt had a performance. Rich had the bars. You know, maybe you can edge Daylyt in round 1 just off the performance. But honestly, I felt like his round 1 was kind of corny. I'm going to be honestly real. The only thing I got a problem with Rich is I really didn't like the West Coast flips either. I just felt like being that we've seen it done before, it was just kind of like, okay. You know, he had actually a lot of shit in his battle that was done before. CARs that he said later on in round 2. Pissed at the situation you're in had already been said. The Meta World Peace flip had already been done. The like a lot of his bars were, even though they were dope, they weren't as original, and that's why it's kind of hard to at least Daylyt was trying to be original, as corny as some of his shit was. You know what I'm saying? At least he was just trying to be more original. So, you know, round 1 is a toss-up. I probably would edge Daylyt slightly. I cannot argue if you give it to Rich. Round 2, Rich. He has a little Almond Joy, you know, about me fucking your girl, Almond Joy line. You know, then he moved from that to the whole, if I didn't repeat myself, you would have missed a good bar type shit. I really like that line a lot. I put the muzzle on a pound so that when it whispered, only me and you could hear it. That line was hot. The CAR's line was in there. That's the line that QP said in a battle also.
If I catch you grilling, I'ma let it flare. Drive by, let it air. So when you see ARs, just know I ride at will. I ain't gotta steer.
I grab that pump, lean back in that passenger seat. Seat belt calm strapped with heat. Blasting leg. I have his head looking like a fucking head gasket leak. Now you might need to replay, y'all. In other words, you gonna see ARs if you act the street.
I like the scope. I put the scope in your mouth to get rid of this older nigga, like older in age and older. Like, that was hot. Rich, once again, Rich didn't have no bad bars in round 2. Like, his bars in round 2 were nice too. So that was his round. I don't really have much to critique because I felt like it was a pretty solid round. He stopped on time, 90 seconds, and he did his thing. So it was a good round for Rich. Daylyt round 2. The gassing of the bars continued in this round, and this shit was just getting like mad whack, man. Like, here goes some more bars. I had to write them down once again. You remind me of my navigation, a square with a lot of lines, but I still see a bitch. I already know what he's trying to say. Navigations, the girl talks to you, turn left, turn right. That line is gas. That is not a hot bar. Nigga, you boo-boo, you gotta be friends with Yogi. Sonic fell on a spike was kind of decent. I can't really front on that bar. You know what I'm saying? I had a Sega Genesis. I played Sonic before. So I related to that. Bullets down all type of teas. They're Chinese. What he meant by that is teas is in T-E-A-S, like the teas you drink. So a lot of people down a lot of drinks or whatever, teas. And you know, Chinese people make a lot of different kind of teas. That shit is so much of a reach though, man. Like, I got more gun lines than Nintendo 1. Like, I don't know. Daylyt round 2 was another subpar round. I definitely give round 2 to Rich. You know, I didn't like, it wasn't but a couple lines he said in round 2, the Sonic line and maybe another one that I kind of liked, but for the most part, I really wasn't feeling Daylyt's round 2. And, you know, moving on, man. Alright, we got Rich Dolarz round 3. This was his best round in my opinion. I like his round. He started off with the whole wanted beef, the chicken, man, you know, your man at stake when he wanted beef. I kind of like that line. He had the Daylyt flips, you know, your Daylyt will be morning after I put his son down. That was kind of dope. You know, about the whole, of course you should see him outside. You know, his name's Daylyt. He had the insurance flips at the end, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's what they all state or whatever, that whole little insurance flip. He had the whole torso line about the only thing remaining was your chest, and that's how you catch a body. Like, Rich Dolarz round 3. And another solid round by Rich, but I can't really think of any flaws in his round. You know, he came with nice bars, so that was his round 3. Daylyt's round 3 was pretty good. It started, you know, it was pretty good. It started off a little shaky. He put the mask on. I didn't know where he was going, but once again, I don't quite know Daylyt's persona yet. So, you know, he already got the little shit on his face, the tattoo. So, I mean, the nigga liable to do and say anything. So, I can't really say it was a corny gimmick because I don't really know much about him. So, I can't say it's out of his element. You know, we've seen corny gimmicks before.
I can't see you. Talk to him. See you.
Anyway, man, moving on. But you know, I didn't really feel like it was a corny gimmick. He had some good bars when he had the mask on. A couple more gassed up bars. Your whole blockbusters, I thought they was renting a movie. That was okay. I did like the, if you think you beating Day, you like a free slave, you out of your cotton picking mind. Like, that shit was decent. I fucked with that line. Then when he took it off, fuck this mask, I want you to look into the eyes of your killer. That shit was hot. You know what I'm saying? That's one of them classic lines that can win a round for you right there. And so the crowd was feeling that. I like that line a lot. The whole tucking your chain, but he thought he was gonna get away. All my dogs go to retrievers. That shit was hot. I like that. Choking for an hour straight. Low Pesci. If anybody know about Low Pesci, he choked like versus Real Deal, like hell alone. Like the nigga choked damn near.
Hold it down.
I'll go. Fuck it.
No. Just 1 second.
Come on, big homie.
Let's go. First word of the verse.
I don't know, a long ass time. Not an hour, of course, but you know, it was long as fuck. But so that was funny. He used the swords, Lush One, Disaster, Cannabis. You know, that was pretty decent too. I like the whole bus stop shit. Leave him at the bus stop with a bus top. Like Daylyt won round 3. You know, his performance and everything, you know, towards the end definitely carried him. This way you gotta look at this battle. Had Daylyt stopped at 90 seconds every round, because when you look at a lot of the shit he said in every round, he didn't really heat up to the end. You know, it was at the end of round 1 that Daylyt was saying all that Pootie Tang, Gucci Mane shit, all that shit that was kind of funny, that had people laughing. That was towards the end of round 1. You would have never got to the bus top, the bus stop, the Disaster, Cannabis line, and the Swords, Lush One, if he had stopped in 90 seconds. But because he went longer than 90 seconds, he was able to get those extra bars off that helped his round. Because really, from the time he put the mask on to the time he took off the mask, that was about 60 seconds. So, I mean, technically, the nigga really only had like about 30 more seconds. He would have never even got to the hot shit at the end of his round had he stopped. And that's another thing that is disappointing. Rich didn't catch that, because it would have helped him in this battle. I felt like Daylyt won round 3, Rich won 2. 1 is a toss-up, man, honestly, but I'll probably give it to Daylyt just on the fact that, you know, the West Coast legend shit was kind of done already. But I can't argue if you feel like Rich won the battle. You know, some people don't really like I just told you flat out Daylyt said a lot of corny shit. Some people don't like that. They just like straight bars, and I'm cool with that. I'm not really a bar only dude though, so I can appreciate other things that people do. And I can at least, Daylyt was definitely more original than Rich in this battle. So it's the way I have it, man. You know, y'all comment, y'all subscribe to Unbias Review. It took me a long time to review this battle because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And the only thing I'll say about time, whenever you do a short battle, 90 seconds, 60-second round, shit like that, it's always gonna favor the person that's a little bit more of a joke heavy guy. If you take Averb versus Marv 1 in grind time, that's another debatable battle. Did Marv 1 win? Did Averb win? Marv 1 versus Averb on a URL stage with 3 3-minute rounds, Averb probably wins convincingly. However, the rounds were very short. Marv 1 came with his jokes. You know, I make a back nigga flip. He Ozzie Smith. The whole mall shit he did on Verb. Like, he can make a round funny. And when you can make a round funny, you can get off in 60 seconds. You can get off in 90 seconds. If you a bar heavy dude and you know you can outbar someone, you should never agree to a short round. A short round, anybody can beat you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's a bad look for Rich to take that. I don't know if it was set up by Daylyt. I don't know if it's set up by Rich, or I don't know if it was set up by King of the Dot. But I wish Rich would have extended and made it a 3-3-minute round like some of the other battles that was on this card were. So that's all I gotta say, man. This Unbiased Review. Shout out to the Facebook group. Gator Boy, I don't know your name. Quincy, that's it. Gator Boy Quincy. I fuck with him in the Facebook. PB, Percy, Redman, you know, Joshua, Dane Fresh, Rodney's, Rich Bird, everybody, man. You know, shout out to the UBL, the whole crew. So this Unbiased Review, and signing out. Peace.